Choosing darkness, choosing restraint is today's topic, right? And so today we're going to talk about, hey, what up, what up? We're talking about whether you should, Toasty, what up? We're going to have a conversation about whether there's times to choose darkness and there's times to choose to restrain yourself from dabbling into that darkness, right? Every day I'm tempted by darkness. Every day I choose to refrain. This is the battle we all fight. So it's recognizing. Wait, is that the Facebook page you wanted loaded up? I know.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So we all deal with the battle, the inner battles, right? The inner battles of letting our darkness shine out and uh, like just being raw is the best way to say it. Completely raw and unfiltered. And there's times for that, right? And those of us that have gone through certain things in our life, whether it was loss of family, different abuse, different kind of things that society says is trauma now, right? We live in a different darkness. Now I this topic came up because I was talking with the person who's helping me write a book, and I was explaining to him that my wires aren't wired correctly. Like I don't feel bad about too many things. So I could say something to you, right? And it could hurt your feelings. It won't affect me at all. So I have to walk a fine line to make sure that I'm not saying or doing something that's going to hurt your feelings. And what's funny is if you say something to me, it won't even phase me. 9 out of 10 times, it won't even phase me. And so it's just, I've been through so much that not too many things phase me. And because of that, I can be a little cut off from my emotions. And my darkness can create different avenues that might get me in trouble, right? So when I wake up in the morning, I have to remind myself what I'm grateful for so I don't get stuck in a repetitive cycle of looking at the world like everybody's against me, right? I have to look at the world in a certain light, like, cool. The world is actually a really kind world. I just happen to know the darker side of it, the side that people want to hide from, the sides of it that people don't want to talk about, the sides of it that people try to like stay away from. So I have to keep that in check. Otherwise, I'm liable to show my teeth too often. So why is the darkness appealing? And why do I want to keep it in check? Darkness often feels like the easier path to me. Revenge, anger, indulgence. Like imagine being able to just live and say whatever you want, do whatever you want, and just choosing that road. Oh, they said something stupid, so I chewed their head off, or I smacked them upside their head, or they did this, so I did something right back to get back at them. And you can get caught up in a really bad cycle then where you're allowing darkness to just flood into your life, and it very much gives you like this short term like gratification, right, where you feel great in the moment, but then when you look at it long term, did that did that really help you, right? Did that help you achieve your goals? Did that help get you to wherever you want to go? So for instance, a really good example would be like those of you that are in a relationship. You, or better yet, you know what? I won't even use a relationship. I'll use one of the most vital ones that taught me this lesson, right? So, my sophomore year of high school, going into my sophomore year was such a big time for me. My grandmother passed away. I finally fought back against my stepfather, and like the abuse stopped then. So finally, at the age of what summer of, by the time I was 16, finally the abuse stopped. because I fought back. I finally had the cojones to fight back and strike back the man that kept assaulting me. On top of that, my grandmother died. So it's just a big, big summer. Going to the school year, playing sports, girls like gang banging, doing all this crazy stuff. Towards the end of the year, I'm with one girl, right? And talking to another one, just being young and dumb. And this guy basically tries to holler at one of these females and she shuts him down. And when that happened, he was like, "Oh man, I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him." And instantly, all that darkness in me was like, "What?" And you couldn't tell me nothing. You couldn't tell me a thing. The only thing that was going through my head was, how dare this person say that? How dare they? They must think I'm a sucker, right? So now I have to handle that. Now it's not even about the fact that it's just, oh, he's just mad about a female. It's the fact that he threatened my life. Okay. So darkness, I allow darkness to win out. I approach him at my school. We start jaw jacking back and forth, and I just snatch him up. And I just start boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, just letting the full out darkness like out. I'm a villain until they pull me off of him and I'm sliced up. My wrist, my back, my chest. I charge him again and they grab me. Like, I almost lost my life. Almost lost my life because somebody that couldn't holler at one of the women I'm with threatened to kill me. So I allow the darkness in my brain, I allow the ego to kick in. Like, you can't say that to me. I don't even care that it's about a woman. The fact that you had the audacity to say this, I let the darkness come out. I have to get revenge. I have to honor my name. I have to do all this. And I almost lost my life. See, if we choose that easy road and allow darkness to infiltrate, I can't even say the word now. If we allow darkness inside to shine in the wrong settings, it's it's going to hurt us. Instant gratification. I needed to show that you can't say that. I needed to gratify my ego. I needed to feed my ego. And because of that, I almost lost everything, right? If I would have restrained from doing that, if I would have if I would have chosen a different path, if I would have said, "Hey, just let it go." They're probably not going to do nothing, and if they do, just be ready. I may not have almost lost my life. And that's a real thing to think about when you're choosing darkness, when you're choosing to feed darkness in that way. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't allow the darkness to come out, because if you keep it bottled in, you won't have control over it and it'll come out on its own. But you have to be the one in control of it. And when I was younger, I really thought more like a villain. It was like anything to quench that desire, right? It's like I couldn't be disciplined enough to stay with one woman. I couldn't be disciplined enough to not try to fight. I couldn't be disciplined enough to not do this or not do that. It was like everything was to to go after my cravings, right? To satisfy my temporary wants because I was going through so much pain that I wanted to be a villain. Choosing to be a villain is a choice. I love Bane. I love the character Bane in Dark Knight. I love him. Like I respect that. But everything is about fixing that itch, satisfying that visceral need, right? Instead of showing some kind of restraint and recognizing there's a better way. I love Thanos for it. Like he's the villain of all villains. I love it. But there's always a better way. It's harder, but there's a better way. Oh, my better way was Mark. What is that? I don't know what that is. Cordell, you're gonna have to break down what that is. Quell, thank you for the rose. I appreciate the rose. So, why does restraint matter? It builds a character that you can that can be trusted. It builds a character that can be relied upon. It it builds a character that is dependable, right? And it's all strengthened by discipline. And when you really think about it, the only difference between someone like Batman and the Joker is the fact that one of them re- can restrain themselves from crossing a line, right? They don't have to fit. They don't feed every visceral need, and it requires you to be extremely self-aware and recognizing where you could be tempted at, right? Basically, I believe in mystic psychology and utilizing gamma waves. Oh, well, that sounds intriguing. You should DM me some more info on that. That sounds like a dope episode to talk about. But back to this though. So if you're married, right? If you want to feed into that darkness, you might you might dibble and dabble with other women. And when I mean feed into that darkness or find a way to quench that the what it takes to feed the darkness, look at someone like Tiger Woods. No judgment, but the man he leaned into that darkness so much because it made him stronger. It made him better. It allowed him to see everything so pinpoint. It made him a better golfer. But in order to shut that off, how many women did he have to go through? Some people drink, some people do drugs, some people do it all. So it's about when you have to feed that darkness, there's a cost to it. When you utilize that darkness, there's a cost to it. You got to pay that cost. And there's times to let it out, but you have to be the one in control of it. You have to be the one to know how to quench it. I still let my darkness out. It comes out when I train. I'm going to go work out later today. It's going to come out. When I'm sparring, it comes out. Just this past Sunday, I have a hole in my wall. I have 4 walls in my gym, right? 3 of them are padded. I still found a way to put somebody into the wall that wasn't padded. Only because they said they had it figured out to beat me. And it triggered like, oh, you calling out, like, if those of you that have seen the Michael Jordan documentary, oh, Michael Jordan 3 for 15 and now you talking? Let me put up 20. I wasn't in that mode. I was chilling. I was picking people apart, playing the game, and then someone says something. So I destroyed them. I didn't destroy them with power shots and nothing like that. I destroyed them by not giving them any ground, not letting them breathe, staying right on top of them, picking them apart, and then sweeping them right into a wall. Petty, I know. But that darkness, he wanted to play. Well, before I would have hit him really hard, I'd have messed him up. I have a better control of it now. But to shut him off sometimes I So he shuts down. So there's a cost to it. What helps me more now is that I have to be accountable to so many people. I have a wife that counts on me. I have kids that count on me. I have friends who believe in me. Shout out Corey, aka Dash Dub. I have family that believes in me. I have students that need me. There's so many people that need me to do well that I can't just while out on every dark desire I have. I have to keep that darkness in check. It keeps me accountable. It's it's not an easy thing. Every day is a new battle. Every day is a new fight. Every day is like I am trying to go to war with that dark side of me. I wake up and I'm just like, man, I want to tell my wife this, and this, and let her know. I need to tell my kids this. I don't want to be nice to everybody. I don't, and it's not about faking or being someone you're not. It's choosing, is that going to help them? How is that going to make them feel? And is it really going to do anything to better my life? And 99.9% of the time, it's not going to do anything to better my life 5 days from now, 5 years from now. That's a random question. It's not going to benefit what I call future me. Do I like cornbread? Yes. Random question. Yeah. And so some of the ways I curve my dark side is right away in the morning, so my brain isn't just racing and racing and racing, is that I I, I start out with small wins, right? I've talked about this before. I think I talked about it on the Black Currency podcast. I've talked about it on my own podcast. I've talked about it live with people. Is I start my day with wins, tiny wins, because those little ones add up, right? I wake up, brush my teeth, do the dishes, make some coffee, make sure I have my protein powder with my coffee that morning, walk the dog, just read a book, play, put in 20 minutes on chess. Like these are the things I do from 4 a.m. to right up, take a shower, make sure that I'm good. Like wake my son up if I'm taking him to school or his mom's or basketball practice that day. So it's like all these little wins stack up from 4 a.m. to about 6 a.m., if not a little sooner. I've just started my whole day with tons of wins, and it helps control my brain and doesn't allow that darkness just to sit there and say, oh, darkness, you say. I was born in the dark, molded by it. Like, I don't want, that's my ringtone. I don't want it to like play in my head and let it just go unfiltered, let it just go by itself. I will do something destructive if I let that piece of me go. I will do something that I know is going to feel so good in the moment, but later on it's going to hurt. It's going to cause me pain in some way. It's going to cause me unneeded aggravation and frustration. When when a when I'm out and about and I'm like, man, Shorty looks good. Oh man, Shorty's looking at me. Oh man, Shorty's coming up to me. It's like, ah, no. Because right there in that moment, if I could smash, it'd be great in the moment. But how does that help me? How does that help future me? How does that help? Does letting my darkness win right now? How does that help me later on? And the difference with villains are they will do everything to satisfy that visceral need for right now. That's why most time they lose because they don't have the patience to wait it out. Make sense? Heroes are the ones that will their sacrifice their desires right now. They will forego all their deepest darkest desires right now for the betterment of others. And it's a hard life. and I try to live that life. That doesn't mean my darkness doesn't win. I have to let my darkness out. I have to let my Thanos side out. I used to say the Hulk, but there's a reason why Thanos beat the crap out of the Hulk. Thanos had training. He was more disciplined. So yeah. Am I religious? Yes, yes. But I believe in God. I don't believe God wants the darkness to be completely gone, though. The darkness helps me appreciate the light. I see people for who they are. So many people see people as who they want them to be. Let me rewind that and explain that again. I see people for exactly who they are. Most people, when they look at people, they look at them as the person they want them to be. I accept people for exactly who they are. I take you and trust that who you show me is exactly who you are. And when I see something new, I trust that's who you are as well. Whether I want to be around it or not is a whole nother story, but I trust you to be who you are. And because of that, life is very simple for me. I don't want you to be anything but who you are. Show me who you are, because I already see it. When someone comes in and does an intro meeting, that's what we call them at my gym, an intro meeting. When I first meet them, I go over the schedule, the pricing, how the classes work, everything. 99.9% of the time, I've only gotten one wrong in my entire history of owning the gym. 6 years of owning the gym, 7 years being a head coach at my gym. I've only gotten it wrong once. I could tell that person exactly how they operate, how their brain operates within reason. You're pretty confident, but you're a perfectionist. You want to do this, this, and this, and this. And if you don't get it right, boom, it's going to cause frustration. You're timid. You're not, like, just based on their posture, how they talk, what they say. It's all psychological at that point and breaking it down, because I see you. I am paying attention to you. I don't want you to be anybody but who you are. And if there's something that you want to make better, you have to create new programs. It's funny. I got this You Control You worksheet that I'm almost done. Almost got it all the way finished. And my wife and I started having a deep conversation about this, right? She was like, well, you asked this question. I told people to basically, in the worksheet, to help people figure out what their dreams are, right? To figure out their dream activity, what they want, how to bring your dreams to reality, right? It's like, write down 5 things that you love to do or that you want to do, right? Now, if you only have 24 hours to live, which one of those are you going to pick? And she was like, I wouldn't pick any of them. I'd pick to hang out with my family. And I'm like, okay. And she was like, how many people do you think like that? I'm like, I get it. I get what you're saying. But if you're choosing to do this worksheet, if you're choosing to do, you're basically saying that you struggle with choosing what dream you want to do. You struggle with reaching your goals because you can't stay focused on one thing. So now I am basically saying you have to add in a new program in order to do that. The reason why it's easy for me to focus on something and do it and finish it and get through the completion and complete it is because I look at every day like I only got 24 hours to live. When I go to sleep, there's no guarantee I'm waking up. So why not do everything I can to make my stuff happen? And I got to be okay with the decisions I make. If I choose to play video games with my son and not do something else, I'm okay with that decision then. I'm hoping I'm making sense with y'all. So when I say I see people for who they are, I really do. So I accept your darker parts. And because I can accept your darkness, it's really simple then. Life is easy. Sorry, life is simple, not easy. I don't want you to be somebody you're not. I want you to be exactly who you are. Show me who you are. Because if you try to hide it, I'm gonna see it anyway. Who cares? I let my darkness out. I don't hide from it. I tell my students all the time, I'm an a-hole. I am. I show them that by the things I say. But I'm fair. When you're doing good, I'm gonna come up and man, you're doing great. Man, keep doing that. That was dope. When you're slacking, yo, why are you slacking? Get after this. Do better. You can do this. You can do better. So do better. I'm gonna tell you the truth either way. I'm petty. You say you're gonna beat me, and you're not at a level that should be saying that. Nah, you gonna get it. You gonna find out there's levels to this, right? No different than Kobe Bryant's not gonna wouldn't have let someone come on the court and say, I'm gonna dog you. No, now I gotta beat you. 11-0. Oh, why'd you do him like that, Kobe? Why didn't you let him score? Let him score for what? If I let him score, how does that make him get better? I can't just let you win. Come on. And it's easy for me to take the L. If I lose in something, it's like, cool, good job. Oh man, it's no fun beating you. Why? Because you don't get mad. What am I gonna get mad for? I'm just play you again, and I'm gonna play you again, and I'm gonna play you again. Eventually, I'm gonna win, and when I win, I'm gonna keep winning. And if it's something I want to keep doing, then I'll keep doing it. That's my dark side. I'm petty, right? So hopefully y'all following what I'm saying. We all got a dark side to us. We got a mean, vindictive, evil monster inside of us. It's why I made the logo for my gym a wolf. We're all hungry. It's just whether you lean into it or not, whether you have control over it or not. And I'll prove the point. Prove the point that we all have it. Have you ever gotten mad at somebody and said some things that you knew you shouldn't have said? You just said it in the moment. You did it in the moment. You reacted in the moment. That is your darker side coming out. You don't have control of it. There's a way to get control of it. You got to learn how to feed it on your terms. You got to learn to let it out on your terms. You cannot just let it go unfiltered. You can't let it just go and roam wild. You got to put restraints on it. You can't let it drive the car. You must drive. But if you get control of it, oh my God, the things you could do. I was able to fight with twice with one working foot. I leaned into it. Ooh, I did something incredible. The business moves I'm moving to right now, incredible. It's choices you make. Wait, pause, timeout. Do you run into wait, I got two questions. Do you run into narcissists, and if it is easy for you to spot them? I'm gonna touch on that and stop acting BL. What's BL? Stop acting boy. I thought they meant black, but I'm curious what BL is. Do I run into narcissists? I have, and if it's easy for you to spot them. So with some of them, I had one relationship right during my separation and my divorce that it wasn't easy for me to see because I better yet I seen it and still thought I could overcome it. I thought that if I thought I could write it out and and be able to handle it, which was also a part of my dark side. I think I can I think I can tackle anything. I think I can handle anything once I say I could do it, I could do it. And I accepted this person for who they were and thought I could deal with it. And so it's it was very it was a very bad situation for me to be in that time because I was so vulnerable coming off of a marriage, and I never wanted to get a divorce. I never That's not the lifestyle I wanted, and diving into something new was was challenging for me, right? And I could see who they were on both their good side and their darker side, and I thought that I could just deal with the darker side. Now, mainly because it wasn't the worst I've ever dealt with. It wasn't the worst thing I've ever dealt with. So whenever I look at something, when I was going into a fight, I was like, "Are you ready to die?" The worst thing that could happen is you could die in that ring, right? Are you ready for that ride? Yeah, let's go. Cool. Whatever pain came about, it wasn't the worst pain that I've ever felt. So I thought I could deal with it. And it helped me throughout my whole life. Well, then when in a relationship, it actually like crushed me because I thought I could handle it and it was just breaking me even more. Yeah, I see Crown talking. Narcissists are great with words and they appeal to your desires, but they don't walk it like they talk it. Yeah, exactly. Divorced twice, didn't want either. Yeah, divorce sucks, man. I'm very blessed though. I had a holiday special where I talked about having my ex-wife and my daughter's mom for Thanksgiving at my house. So to recognize a narcissist, you have to heal your brokenness. Exactly. So Crown is 100% correct on this, right? It's where I had to, and it was like the tipping point for me to recognize that my darkness was still running certain things in my life that it shouldn't have been, and I had to had to get through that and say, okay, I got to live my life in the light and just use my darkness sometimes. Like I was still fighting at this time, so it's like I could you basically when you're fighting and training all the time to fight and around fighters all it's like it's really easy to think you're just like Bane. Like I I really operated like that. And so I thought I could deal with it. And you heal some things and you move on. And for me, I lean into the light and choose when I want to play in the darkness. When I'm working out, darkness. When I'm sitting in the sauna, darkness. When I'm holding pads, there's I gotta let some darkness in. When I'm sparring, darkness. When I'm grappling, dark. Like I let these sides in because it makes me faster. It makes me stronger. It my instincts are sharper. I'm very selfish. So it's like if I'm sparring with you, you got my full attention. I'm hunting you, if that makes sense. So it's like it's it's good at points. It'll help you lift those weights. It'll help you do those things. So yeah, every day the battle comes. Every day you choose who you become. What are you going to choose to be tomorrow? Every day I wake up and I choose the light. I choose the light because it's better. I choose the light because so many people rely on me. I choose the light because it's warm. It's really warm, to be honest with you. I used to think people that choose to live life with butterfly and sunshines were naive. And in some ways they are. They're choosing to live in the quote unquote matrix bliss. Ignorance is bliss. But which way is smarter? Living in the darkness fully or being able to learn how to navigate both? I can't tell you for certain, but for me, learning how to navigate in both worlds helps me. I could still be a savage and protect everybody that's mine. It's like learning to be a warrior, being a samurai and a gardener. You get what I'm saying? I'd rather know how to navigate through the darkness in case I ever need to again, and still live in a nice, beautiful world. Most definitely have to be strong-minded. And so it's a fun journey. That person never did say what BL meant.
I think it's boys love. You want me to bring it up on this front screen for you?
Sure. BL means boys. Like, what does that mean?
You see that?
Yeah, but what does that have to do with? I don't get what it has to do with what I was saying.
Yeah, I'm not sure I connect
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. They Crown. They never said they. So it's like I don't know. I couldn't tell you, but so they're talking some craziness. But I'm curious. How does everybody that's live with me? How does your dark side impact you? What are does your darks? Are you still learning how to control your dark side? Have you learned how to quench it? When do you use it? Like, I'm curious.
It fuels me when I'm tired.
Corey says it fuels him when he's tired. Interesting. I would say get some more sleep. We getting older. We getting older.
But I'm on my treadmill.
I feel you. I feel you. Crown, how does your darkness affect you? Do you have control of it? Are you learning control? All of you, I'm curious. Like, how does your darkness affect you?
That's a good question to pose for social media.
Crown said I'm glitching. Well, hopefully I'm not glitching anymore. Crown, how does darkness affect you? For everybody, how does sleep? What's that? The thoughts come when the distractions are the least. Mm.
Mm.
What's up, Jesus freak? So Paul's vitamins house. I would ask you, right? How often do you how often do you turn off everything and just sit with yourself and let you and just sit with yourself and just sit with your own mind, right? Just let your mind race. Just let it do what it has to do. To me, that's what meditation really should be. Instead of you can have focus meditation, almost never. See, okay, you should try that. Just sit down and let your mind just go. Try it for like just 60 seconds, where just let it go wherever it wants to go. And then pull it back. And then focus on something for a minute. And then let it roam for another minute. And then focus on it for a minute. It's like imagine trying to learn how to do sprints, right? Oh, Paul, I got you. It's like running sprints, right? So if you're gonna do if you want to figure out how to make your mile faster, you sprint for 10 seconds, jog for 30 or 40. Sprint for 10 seconds, jog for 30 or 40. And then eventually you can get it where your sprint goes higher. Okay, Crown, I got you. So Paul and Jesus, freak. What I would say is your mind goes to places I don't want to think about, but it's affecting your sleep and it's probably affecting other aspects of your life. So you must dive into it. You have to just let it go. Here's the thing, just because you let those thoughts in doesn't mean that you don't have to do any actions based on those thoughts, right? My mind goes into some really twisted, dark, messed up places. I just let it go. Sometimes tears will just start coming down my face for no reason. I'll just let it go because it needs to. It needs to go somewhere. It needs to it's trying to figure something out. So I have to let it go. What do you mean it's not you? So like you working out definitely helps. Like I'm kind of psycho with it. When I do a workout, I don't play any music. I don't like to have outside noise because then I'm physically doing something and letting my brain just go and getting tired. And it's like my brain just gets to go places. But it can be hard at first, most definitely. Like it's always hard to sit with yourself. But if you can't sit with yourself, how can anybody else sit with you? If you cannot be in control of your own mind, nobody, oh Jesus, I got you. If you cannot be in control of your own mind, then how could you provide anything for anyone else? You must take time for yourself. My 4 a.m. to about 5:45 a.m., depending on if I got to drop my son somewhere, so it could be 4 to 6 a.m., that's my time. I don't have to talk to anybody. I don't have to deal with anybody. I can think about whatever I want to think about. I can read what I want to read. I can listen to what I want to listen to. That's my time. If I didn't do it at that time, I may not have time the rest of the day to get that. So I wake up specifically early to get my wins and get my own time. Is there a cost? Yeah, I don't stay up to midnight. I go to bed early because I'm willing to pay the price to get what I need because I'm a psycho. My brain wants to conquer worlds. If I let my dark side out, it believes it can run the universe. It believes it can do whatever it wants. And I must take that time for myself. So someone said, can you scroll, please? Thank you. Someone said, it's other people putting thoughts in my head. Jesus, nobody can put thoughts in your head. Wait, what's that say? It's going to take me a minute to figure out how to work this thing, but you control you. Somebody could say something, but if you have control of your mind, it doesn't have to intrude and take over your thoughts, right? I've talked about it before. Someone can come on here and say, you're a big, bald, gray hair looking dude. Okay. If I let that impact me and hurt my feelings, I'm letting go of my control that I have over myself. I did that when I was younger. That's what I talked about at the beginning when I got sliced up. I allowed what someone else to say to impact my mind, my emotions, and ran off that. And I almost lost my life. You are in control of you, sir. If you could sleep, just stay in bed all night with eyes closed. Tough task for the night animals. Yeah, because I wake up so early though. So I work I wake up early, I get a workout in, and I do something that spends the energy in my brain and my body. So I'm exhausted. So I can sleep. It's like a sadness of breakup fuels me to level up. Ooh, crown. So yes. So when we go through something that can fuel us, right? That's that's definitely leaning into the dark side. That's what I'm talking about. Like when I lean into the dark side, when I'm sparring or holding paths for people, I'm stronger, I'm faster, I see things, I can move, I can do these things. if you can learn to pull it out when you want, you don't need something bad to happen in order to use it. Does that make sense? Should What does OFD mean? I hear that. Keep scrolling, please.
Mhm.
So make time, not run the universe, Brody. Chill out. Yeah, my brain really wants to do that stuff. So yes, they can. Ultimately, we create our own situations. Exactly. That's a lack of free will, I think. Best intents go sideways. Not what I was saying. What were you saying, Jesus? Negative ain't. I'm not gonna say words won't affect you because they do, but I also understand. Speak life into yourself all the time. Stay thing. It's not easy to always be the bigger person. Let things roll off. Positive mind creates a beautiful day. People project their thoughts on my head. You have to let that energy out somewhere. Also, I say those people that trigger you like abuse always being negative. So a lot of people are saying something. So Diana, what I would say is, yes, if someone said something, it could hurt my feelings, right? I am human. However, the way I look at it now, which is different from how I did when I was younger, and it lets me know that I have a better control of self, is that if it hurts my feelings, right? If it affects me, I now ask why. I ask myself why. Oh man, you're a really big dude. Oh, that hurt my feelings. Why? Maybe I don't like being a big dude. Well, can I change that? In some ways, yes. In some ways, no. I can't make my shoulders smaller, right? My shoulders are as wide as some doorways. I can't make them smaller. Cool. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm 6 feet tall. Well, I could make myself shorter. That sounds painful and stupid. So I'm not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain things I can't change. So why change them? You know what I'm saying? Like why stress about them? I just got to accept who I am. If I want a smaller stomach, right? That's something I could do something about, right? So if someone says something and it hurts your feelings, you need to ask yourself, why is that hurting your feelings? Right? How many guys get their feelings hurt if a woman says something about their what's the best way to say? If a woman insults you in some way, I'll put it like that, and it's nothing you can change, then why are you letting it affect you? You can't change it. It is what it is. If you're working a job, right? Like people make fun of people that work at McDonald's or at a gas station. Well, if it's hurting your feelings that they're making fun of you, are you happy with your job? No, I ain't happy with my job. Then why aren't you trying to do something better? Uh, mm, I don't know. That's hard. Yeah, making you doing something that you to doing something that you might actually like and enjoy and love. Getting to that point is hard, but it's better to do that. So it's. Can you scroll up again? I missed some comments.
Mhm.
Richie Rich, what up? Would you try to hurt me when I wouldn't do? Oh wait, what is that? Also, oh, there we go. Also, say people that trigger. Okay, and a lot of time for me, it's like when. Why would you try to hurt me when I wouldn't do that to you? See, Diana, you weren't when I was talking about earlier. That's what I was talking about. See people for who they are, and do not try to. And do not. How did I word that? Let people be who they are and not who you want them to be. So just because you wouldn't do that to someone, who cares? If someone is doing something to you and that's not how you maneuver, that's not how you move, then my question is, why are you around those people? Don't be around them. Make a different choice. And I get sometimes that's hard because it could be siblings, it could be your parents, it could be your significant other. Accept them for who they are and either keep them in your life and know that's part of it or remove them from your life. It's really that simple. If I would have to shrink my bones, Mikey Apples, that's funny. I got that one. Yes, I like that. Crown says wait, what did she say? Good words. Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. Blessings, bro. Phallus. Hard lessons. Don't expect others to treat you as you treat them. Exactly. Yeah, I block so many people now. I'm learning to enjoy my own time. Yeah, exactly. Like I don't hang out with the same people I used to when I was a kid because our viewpoints don't align. Our goals don't align. I'm headed in a different direction. And sometimes that happens, right? It is what it is. I'm not gonna lie and say I don't feel lonely sometimes, but I'd rather be alone than treated poorly. Yeah. And the other part, like the other thing is, oh, 24. Yeah,
Life experience.
yeah, you're still kind of young, but you've probably experienced enough to know, like you know exactly what you prefer and what you don't prefer now. And the thing is nobody's perfect, right? So with no, it's not about it's understanding that people have a lot of pain and they don't know how to deal with their own stuff. So it's not about whether they are or they are not shit. It's whether or not that their shit aligns up with your shit. Cause all of us ain't shit. We are just a little speck in comparison to the universe, right? And we all have issues. We all have our own unique issues, but we're all the same. That's the messed up thing. We're all the same. What so Diana, what makes you sad might not make me sad. Empathy is understanding that I know what it's like to be sad. I don't have to I don't have to view what you're being sad about as nothing. I could just recognize that yes, that wouldn't make me sad, but I understand what it's like to be sad. So instead of letting my darkness feed come out and say, "Oh, you're sad over this?" Nah, I can't do that. So yeah, exactly. What then people could just be having a bad day. So you see there in that moment, bad week, a month, but at the end of the day, they need to get, yeah, everybody, you should be working to make yourself better so that you're not bleeding your darkness over everybody all the time. Get control of it. But that doesn't mean you're going to be perfect. Just apologize for your behavior and accept whether that person wants to be around you or not. So Diana, like I'm pretty sure you got things that you do and it might trigger somebody else and somebody else might quote unquote trigger you. It's about it's just about accepting people for who they are and accepting their darkness and then choosing and you can accept it and not want to be around them. Understand accepting who they are does not mean you have to be around them. I can accept you for being a thief. I don't want to be around thieves. I can accept you for being whoever you are. I may not want that in my life, right? If that makes sense to everybody. What a dope conversation today.
What a great community. I
Yeah.
love how folks chime in and speak amongst each other as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna second what Corey just said. Is it we are growing a really, really dope community of people that want to have deep conversations and want to chime in and want to comment, and I appreciate all of you. Um, yeah, I do. I'm hyper vigilant and I'm sure pushing people. Yeah, because I'm guessing you're hyper vigilant because you've been hurt. This is a conversation I tell people all the time. If you're hurt and then you go into protection mode where it's like, oh, they did that. Deuces. I'm not gonna put up with that. Oh, TikTok does some weird things sometimes. If uh if you do that, then you're allowing someone else to change who you are. Because if you're a happy-go-lucky person, then be a happy-go-lucky person. I, when people say, "Oh, I'm too nice," what what does that mean? Well, I put up with a lot of stuff. Then don't put up with it, but still be a sweetheart. That's fine. Like I'm not a nice person. I'm a good person. Like I'll help if I hold the door for people, right? If an older woman drops her groceries, I'll pick them up. If someone needs help, I help them. But if I see you slap a woman, I'll probably grab you by your throat and knock you the hell out. If you say something crazy to my kids or my wife, I'm gonna mess you up. If you threaten, you're not walking away, right? That's not a nice person. I'm just a good person. I like to be nice, but then saying no, no, do you feel guilty? So it's just like it's really just people pleasing, but a lot of it comes from childhood. Yeah, of course. And it comes from insecurities of probably not being accepted somewhere. So all you got to do is be okay with before you say yes or no to something, ask yourself, is this something you want to do? And then so like if you're in a real I used to have these talks with women quite often about when they first get into relationships because they would always be like, we get in these relationships, we do all these things so we could be this good girlfriend, and then they get mad when I start saying no. And it's like, yeah, because you were the girl that did all this stuff, right? Ooh, I got you, Diana. We'll dive in that. So if you were the good girlfriend that would go to sports games, do this, go hang out, and then all of a sudden you stop doing it, yeah, he's gonna wonder what's going on. If you would have instead said, man, I don't really want to do this, so I'm not gonna do it. That's okay. That's okay. Don't just do it because they want you to do it. If you want to do it because you want to make them happy, then you want to do it. You see how that works? You want to do something to make them happy. So that is your choice in wanting to do it. You are not allowed later to say, "Oh, I did this for you." No, 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 no. You made the choice to do this, so you wanted to do it. Why you wanted to do it, who cares? But you made the choice to want to do it, right? I'd rather work during Christmas, during all Christmas holidays and all that, and train my fighters than go hang out with my wife's family. No, there's nothing wrong with a family. I just like to work. But if when I go do that, I don't then say to her, "Well, I'm doing no. I did it because I wanted to make you happy. I want to do that." Make sense? So if facts like, hey, I want to have a Super Bowl party, so I have an excuse to order 8 wing flavors. Yeah, yeah, basically. That's Diana. I hope you're following my channel. Please, I need you to come on my live more often. You're cute and funny. I like that. Um, that's me. Like I don't care about the game. Exactly, exactly. So like, yeah, you don't care about the game, but you found another reason to want to go. But let's say you weren't going to get wings and you still chose to go. You made the choice to go. Whatever the reasoning, it doesn't matter. You made a choice. Live with your choice. So often people are like, oh man, I did this just for you and blah, blah, blah. Well, it was your choice. And so I tell women all the time, like, if you don't want to go do something and you rather do something else, then do that. right? Maybe, but be okay with that decision. Well, what if they get mad? They might get mad. Be okay with that decision. Like, make choices that you truly want to make and then live with them. Aren't you an adult? Like, that's what I say to them. Aren't you an adult? You can see where it's going. Am I the mattress man? Yes, the mattress man. Yeah, every time I'm in the sauna, they think I'm in the mattress. You hear me, Corey?
What's that?
Every time I'm in the sauna, someone asks if I'm in a bed.
Wow.
They thought I was a talking bed.
You're the mattress man. we
Yeah.
Met the other day.
Yeah.
The mattress man. Oh, we gotta play that up then.
Yeah, that's funny. Oh, wait.
That gotta be part of the
I
advertisement.
think she's the woman that wanted to buy the mattress and me.
Oh, both?
Yeah.
I thought it was a package.
Yeah, she thought she was getting both. TikTok makes me laugh.
Maybe at a different time.
Yeah, hello mattress man. Yes. She thought the mattress and me were coming together.
That would have been a good Christmas present.
I mean, wrap it all in a bow, mail it out.
Right.
She could have got a good night's sleep that night.
Right.
False advertisement. Have you seen the mattress man? The mattress man. The mattress man. Yeah.
We got now we got to put some sort of promo thing together around this. They just basically wrote out the whole promo.
Yeah.
commercial
I'm
right
not a no. Forget the gingerbread man. They want the mattress man.
there. Facts.
It is Christmas. I just come in that joint. Ho ho ho.
Right.
Come sit on the bed. Let tell Santa what you really want. This is going sideways real quick. I need
Still
to
on
stop.
TikTok, bro.
We need to stop. Of the Key Appeal mattresses. Oh man. Oh man.
I don't think I've seen that one. I'm gonna look that up.
But and Diana, thank you for the follow. So, man, look, no matter what I talk about, it's always going to come down to you control you. It's always going to come down to what you really want. If you in the case what Diana was talking about, if you want to make somebody really happy, right? Then that's your choice, right? You're choosing what you want to make someone else happy with your decision. Great, live with it. If you don't want to do that because you don't want to do that, that's fine. I tell people, women would tell me I'm selfish, right? In a relationship, because if they ask me to do something, I might say no. And I'm like, look, yes, I'm selfish, but I'm not 100% selfish. I will do many things for you as long as I'm not changing who I am. Only I can choose to change who I am. Either accept me for who I am and allow me to grow at my own pace when I want to grow, or bounce. It's really that simple. Because you can't dictate whether I grow and become different. I am who I am. Now, I'm always looking to improve who I am, and I'm always looking to get better, but that's going to be done on my time and when I feel or when I am ready to. You can't dictate that. And if you can't accept me for who I am now, when I'm somebody different in 10 years, how are you going to accept me then? So then what are we doing? Right? And on the flip side, if I choose to do something that you know I don't want to do, just accept that I'm doing it for you. Don't ask me to want to do it. I only want to make you happy right now. So I'm going to choose that. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to do whatever, but I'm making that choice as a man. I'm doing this because I know it will bring you joy. Allow me to do that. Allow me to be the knight in shining armor. Allow me to be that man. Right? Because I'm trying to live within the light. And if you can't accept that, then I don't want to live in the light with you. Because now, like, my darkness just wants to live with you. And neither one of us are going to be happy with that. You can't forget about yourself in the process because of you aren't good. You can't do it. Exactly. So it's finding that, I don't want to say a balance, but it's like I always say, if it's not impeding on my life and changing who I am, 9 out of 10 times I'll be down. Do I want to go to Target? No, but I'll go. Do I want to pick up tacos? No, but I will. Matter of fact, it's in my vows, right?
That's
Like,
what I said I was gonna do.
yeah, got convinced to drop my boundaries for love. Big mistake. Still upset with myself for doing it. Never again. Boundaries. Ugh, that word is interesting. So it de- are they boundaries? Like I'm not a big fan of that word. Or is it just, I guess it could be boundaries. Like, I'm not a big fan of how could, oh, this one, oh, we got women in the building. This might make women upset. Good. I'm gonna have fun with it. I don't think it's a good idea for women to have male friends while in a relationship. Like close male friends that you go away and hang out and have a drink with. Are you crazy? Are you nuts? Not if we together. And so if you don't want that kind of man, don't be with me. It's really that simple. And so it's those things, but I don't call those boundaries. Those are just, it's how I live my life. I'm a dude. If if I'm alone drinking with a female and she comes on to me, the thoughts that are gonna cross my mind and the things that I'm gonna think about doing to you, I can't even say. So why would I put myself, if I put myself in that situation, I'm unstuck. Now, if we're having a business meeting, I could probably do that. But the moment you say something, I got to leave. And it won't be alone. I guarantee that. So when I say friends, I mean friends, so called friends. If you're having a business meeting, like if I'm with somebody and she does, I don't know, man, financial, like some financial job, right? Where she might have meetings, well, cool. That'll happen. Not at 11 o'clock at night, though. What what business meetings you need at 11 o'clock at night? That doesn't make sense to me, right? Especially with alcohol. Are you out your mind? Not this man. So it's, you have to decide those things, and you should know yourself. And if a woman is saying she can't, if you're basically changing who you are to be with someone, then don't be with them. That's not even about boundaries. That's what I mean. I don't like that word. Just, I'm not going to change who I am for you. Does that all make sense to everybody? Like, if a woman wants you to be better, great, but don't try to change me. We can have a conversation, right? You can suggest podcasts, books, and videos, but you better accept me for who I am. Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. I don't want to, like, boundaries. I get that's a word people use. It's just like, accept me for who I am. I'm a caveman. I don't hide that I'm a caveman, right? If I'm if I'm with you, like, and it's easy for me to do this when it comes to men and women, so people understand what I'm talking about. Like, when I say change who I am, if I'm with you, if you're my girl, first of all, you're my girl. I'm not saying you're my partner. I could say I might say that, but you're my girl. You're my wife. You're mine. I'm yours. Let's put that on the table. The chances that I ever full time say my partner, my partner, my partner, slim to none, because it's my job to take care of you, right? Now, I'm not such a caveman where you can't make more money than me. It is what it is. That's not gonna bother me. But I'm gonna take care of us, right? And what I mean is if we're walking on a sidewalk, I'm walking on curbside. If the sidewalk is big enough for us to walk, I'm on curbside. Because if that car comes up on that curb, like you're out the way. If the sidewalk is small, right, and I have to, and we have to walk one in front of the other, more than likely, and this is because I teach self defense. I'm having the woman walk in front of me, depending on where we are, because if we're walking like if I'm walking with a woman in, let's say, New Orleans, right? Downtown New Orleans, on the quarter. The sidewalks aren't very big. So if I'm walking, I want to be able to see. If it's daytime, I want to be able to see what's coming. And I don't want you to be behind me. Now, if it's nighttime, I might have you walk directly behind me because I need to not only see what's coming, I need to watch what's coming the whole way. If it's daytime, there's more people. I want to make sure that you're in front of me. So if anybody tries to do something, I have access to them. It's like a weird thing. So it's just those type of situations. I can go on, but I'm not going to change who I am, right? That's who I am. I'm going to open up your car door. I'm going to hold the door for you. If that's a problem for you, go find a different man. I'm okay with that. So when you say boundaries, just be who you are. That's why I don't like boundaries make it seem like you got certain rules set over here. No, just it's who you are. Not a boundary, it's who you are. Don't change who you are. If you want to be, if you open the door for me, bro. I mean, I hold the door for everybody a lot of times, but I don't think if me and my guys are getting in the car, I'm not gonna go around opening their door. They can open their own damn door. But that's funny. That's funny. But if we going into a restaurant, I might hold the door for you. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna close the door on you, but I might have something smart to say too. Like we talk crap sometimes, especially my son. My son will say something like "ladies first." I'm like, boy, if you don't, I kick him dead in his butt. If you don't get your big behind in there, so yeah, I know you just messing. But Paul, you get what I'm saying? Like if you say boundaries, like boundaries to me can always give and take. Who you are is who you are. Just be you. Accept who you are. And if you want to be better for the person you're with, then be better. Then get better. But don't change who you are. You can't do that. What does Jay-Z say? Jay-Z had a perfect line for this. He's like, you are who you are, player. That's it. You can't change the core of you. You can just put filters to make you better. They're good people who should be themselves, but there are also some psychopaths in the world. I mean, yeah, but let a psychopath be a psychopath. That's who they are. In some ways, I'm a psychopath. Jay-Z, he dissed Damon. Didn't Dame diss him first? But I can't, you know what? Jay-Z's got, I may not be able to be that'll hurt my heart so much. I'm hoping it's lies. It's lies. It's got to be lies because it'll hurt my soul. It'll hurt my soul. Man, I ain't having that conversation. I'm not having that conversation. I'm not having that conversation. Not doing that. Not going to talk about Aaliyah and Jay. Ugh. Not having that conversation either.
It ain't a day for that.
No, because if it's true, then I mean, he is who he is. Just makes me look at the music a little bit differently. Like, man, makes me look at dead presidents differently. Like, damn, man, you made such an incredible song. You know what? It's not the industry. How did I get into martial arts? got asked to come in and grapple. So I started boxing when I was 19, but boxing isn't considered a martial art. So I started boxing in Milwaukee at a gym called Rufus. So Duke Rufus and his family owned this gym, and I started boxing when I was 19. So you're talking about like 1999, 2000. Um, and so when I moved to Madison in 2008, 9ish, um, this guy came in to where I was working and said, "Yo, do you wrestle? Do you grapple?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he was just like, "Can you come in? I got a guy that needs someone to work with him." And I started working with him, and I started grappling and started doing more and more and fell in love with it. And so and then it just sort of grew from there. So I learned karate and kung fu. Oh, that's up. That's what's up. Not prison, primary school. My cell phone put in.
Mm.
But yeah, and I've been doing Muay Thai since I've been doing Muay Thai about 11 years now. 11, 12 years. Own a school, teach it. So the same school, the same place I fought out of, I now own. So pretty dope. But man, oh, that's what's up. I ended up taking a few in Taekwondo because they let me because I was tutoring there. Oh, that's what's up. So where are you located, Diana? Y'all need to come to Madison, Wisconsin. Come hit up my gym. True Seeker. Where are you located? Before I get offline. Oh, South Carolina ain't that far. That's a quick flight. Oh, thank you. Yes, I own my own school. We train Muay Thai, BJJ, MMA. So feel very blessed. Yo, we're gonna do this on site, bro. East Coast. Well, come on, man. I love the East Coast, but head to the Midwest. I wouldn't say, oh wait, you used to the cold too. So you might as well come out, enjoy this cold weather. We ain't got no we don't got no water though. Like you get cold, you get cold from the ocean. I want to learn self-defense. I want to do conceal and carry. Most definitely. Definitely get your conceal and carry. I can help you with the self-defense. Come out here for like you give me a good strong weekend. I can get you I can get you started. I can create I can get you started on some things and then help you along the way. South Carolina is just a quick flight. So make a time of it. Come up to Madison. We get it in. But on that note, I think it's about that time. Give me a promo kit. I will share. Everything is on my profile, homie. Like everything. So make sure y'all chime in. And then man, I didn't, you know what? On Monday at 10 a.m. Central. So y'all gonna have to lock in on that time, 10 a.m. Central Monday. We're gonna go back to our normal time. Um, I do non-lethal self-defense. I I got creeps. I get people that get dressed up in headgear and body gear and they attack. So you'll learn how to defend yourself in real time, real talk. So, but on Monday, tune in at 10 a.m. Central, and we're going back to Mondays. I'm giving away. I want to give away a hoodie because it's cold weather. I want to give away my You Control You hoodie. So, okay, you're 5'2". You're perfect. You're perfect to bust somebody right in their nose and bust them right in their nuts. Like 5'2". Someone grab you, bop. Dig, man, I'll teach you how to claw someone's eyes out, hit somebody up in their and hit them in the nuts. You humble like great martial artists. Um, yeah. Well, I wouldn't say humble. I am confident in my ability, but understand there's so many people better than me. So I'm a realist. But real talk, tune in, giving away a You Control You hoodie to whoever gives the most gifts, right? It's how we've done the t-shirts. But on Monday, we're gonna do that. So I don't care if y'all at work, at home, at school, tune in to Monday's live. We're gonna get it cracking and have a good time. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for the likes, the gifts. Thank you for man. We added 20 new people to our community. I appreciate y'all so much. So y'all, and if you're not doing nothing, Central. What time is that? That's 11 a.m. Eastern, right?
Yep.
Yeah, 11 a.m. Eastern. And then later today, I would say about
Mattress Man.
yeah, the Mattress Man is gonna be out today. Mattress Man's gonna be out later today. I would say somewhere between 4 and 5 Central. Just keep your notifications on. We're gonna get it in. Man, I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Peace. I got that Santa flavor. That's funny. In session. We out here. Ugh.